thought I'd be here to take it this far. Foot on the gas like I don't have no brakes on my car. Bar for bar, they tryna borrow my style. Forget next season, foot on they next season right now.
The coaches gallery. The coaches gallery. Listen, let me tell you something.
You came right on time. It says God's word.
Listen, hip-hop saviors from the ground up, nigga. If we don't know how to do nothing else, we know how to grind. And we ain't never going back to jail. And we saving the hip-hop. And we saving the communities. And we saving the babies. Hip-hop culture. If it ain't here, it ain't nowhere. The coaches gallery.
What's good, YouTube? What's going on? Hope everybody's having a good one and had a good weekend. I know it's the end of the weekend, but I figured I'd go on live. Usually the people that go on live around this time that I usually watch after the game, they're not on today. Shout out to my boy Drew Titan, who's usually on at this time. Unfortunately, he's not on, so I figured I'd come in and fill that spot. You know, maybe not as good as, you know, him and Stormy V-Man may do it, but you know, we figure I'd come up here, talk a little shit, talk a little sports, you know, been watching the games, the fights last night, you know, nothing special. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, throw something out there, you know, get my views up a little bit on the watch hours. But other than that, yeah, might have a few people come up. If you want to come up, you could come up. I see I got a couple people in the building right now. Oh, man, Opulent LDTV, what's good with you, bro? He says, blessings, fam. Blessings to you, bro, to you and your family. And then, of course, you know, one of my best friends in the whole wide world on the YouTube level, my man, Mr. Shelton. Let's see what Terror Squad Tommy is lying about now. Listen, if you can catch me in a lie, you catch me in a lie. But I do be lying, man. I don't be telling the truth all the time. I do be lying. You know, it's whether or not, you know, you take what you want to believe and what you don't want to believe. That's on you. You know what I mean? But shout out to my man, Mr. Shelton. His team plays tomorrow. They have a tough matchup with the bum-ass Vikings. You know, let's go Vikings tomorrow. But the Niners should win. But, you know, we hope we lose. Hope they lose. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk a little bit about the Seahawks. Also, you know, they won, but I'm not happy the way they won. I'm going to get to it in a minute. First, just want to say shout out to my boy Jose at the Bronx Logo. You know what I'm saying? He's got you know, the store coming up. I played a couple of clips. You know, the general, my son was there, you know what I'm saying, showing love. He might be there at the grand opening. I'm going to try to be there at the grand opening, you know, once they get the store set out. It's going to be a big thing up there in that area of the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be there. I'll probably go live too. There'll be some people there, you know, maybe not some well-known people, but there'll be some known people there as well, you know, showing love. I'm going to play a clip of a man, Jose, real quick. Talking about it, you know, something real quick. Hold on. Let me just play this clip real quick.
Ain't nothing like the sound of being outside. We're in the street with la cultura de hip-hop culture. Ahora voy a hablar español para que la gente entienda. Hip-hop culture, la cultura de hip-hop is all over the world. Música urbana, reggaeton, whatever you want to call it where you from, it started here in the Bronx, pendejo. Okay? You could be in DR, you could be in Brazil, you could be in Puerto Rico, you could be in Costa fucking Rica. If you part of the hip-hop culture, just know that you part of the Bronx. Poverty is everywhere. So this is why we relate. This is why we talk about the same pain. Por eso nosotros hablamos de la misma mierda, porque nosotros estamos sufriendo igual, donde quiera. ¿Entiendes? So la música urbana, hip-hop culture, is the only culture that unifies everything. La única cultura que si tú eres dominicano, si tú eres boricua, hasta si tú eres chino, si tú te pareces como yo, tú eres mi hermano. So right here, the Cultures Gallery is for you. If I know how to say it in Chino, I say it in Chino too.
Yeah, man, that's my man Jose, man. He's been doing this for a minute, and he's blowing up a little bit more and more. And, you know, shout out to him. You know, he gave me permission to use the logo. You see that in the upper right-hand corner? That's his logo that he put together and that, you know, he got trademark. And it's the Bronx logo. Pretty simple. You can follow him on Instagram at the Bronx logo. Just spelled out, just like that. Everything spelled out. The Bronx logo. Simple. Right on Instagram, and you'll see my boy Jose. And I'll produce more content from the Cultures Gallery, once they open and everything. But yeah, so I just wanted to shout out to him. So yeah, let's get to it. Sock may come on a little bit later. He's tied up. His son's not doing too well. He's feeling a little sick. But he said he'll try to get on later. I know he's kind of depressed. His Raiders lost to the Bears. So I know that may be bothering him as well. So, and I know how it is, because when my team lose, I'll be feeling the type of way too. But with that being said, my team won today 20-10 against the bum-ass Arizona Cardinals. I expected Seattle to win in a blowout in a dominating fashion, but they played a sloppy game, 3 turnovers. They ran the ball well, but it was just sloppy. Three turnovers. Gino with a stupid pass, when we drive in for a touchdown, could at least got 3, throws a pick. The fumble on the punt return, and a fumble, another fumble, I think Walker fumbled. I mean, it's got to stop. Had a couple bright moments in the game. We had 2 rookies score touchdowns today for the first time since I believe Rawls and Tyler Lockett scored a touchdown together in the same game. They were both rookies. But yeah, Bogo and my man Jackson Smith Njaba, hopefully I said his name correctly. I'll just throw a little highlight real quick of their touchdown catches real quick. Hold the phone. Let me see if I get it. Struggling here with this StreamYard crap. But yeah, so let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see which one is it.
Oh! Second down and 2. Big hit, but Rondell Moore.
Wow, that was just a big hit by my man Witherspoon. He's been playing great every single week. Listen, he was drafted 5th overall. He was our first draft pick, and I didn't want him. When they got the pick, I was like, what the hell is this? Because I wanted Jalen Carter from Georgia, and then he slipped down. He dropped down to the Eagles. That's what I really wanted. But you know what? I'm happy to have this guy, yo. He's a beast, bro. Like, he hits like a linebacker. He can cover. He had an interception today, but they called a penalty. Seattle, the most penalized team in football. It's ridiculous. The sloppy play that they do week in and week out. And they're 4-2 now, and it's like, for what? Make the playoffs and lose. Like, what I'm saying? I want them to at least, make a good showing, you know what I'm saying? And they're not showing it. But let me show you one of the touchdowns here. I believe this is one of them.
This is why he was the number 5 overall pick.
I guess it's a duplicate. Hold on.
Hey, what's that?
From the 18-yard line, Smith with time, throws to the end zone. Bobo, the intended receiver. Certainly looked like he did not get the right foot down, but Pete Carroll will challenge. It's a touchdown for Jake Bobo.
Yeah, my man Bobo, who made the team. Nobody expected him to make the team. Got his first touchdown today with a great catch. At first, it was ruled incomplete, but Pete Carroll challenged it, and they overturned the call. I actually was like, don't challenge it, because I didn't think he was in. But they reversed the call, which you hardly ever see them reverse calls like that unless it's like really definitive. But hey, fuck it. That was a touch. They called a touchdown, and that was big. You need that, right? And then the other touchdown. Doesn't get any harder than that, right? That was a real touchdown, a real tough throw, right? Real pitch and catch, really easy touchdown for Jackson Smith Njaba. He had a good game today. I didn't look at the stats today. I just know he was targeted a lot today. Metcalf was out, so of course Lockett and Smith were going to eat a little bit more. Of course, Bobo filling in also because our star receiver Metcalf was out. He is our star. I don't believe he's our best receiver, if that makes sense. I believe Lockett is our best receiver. Metcalf is just a guy you kind of, game plan around because he's just a freak athlete. But, yeah, he was out today. And so Jackson Smith Njaba got more targets today, had more catches. I'll look at the stats later, but I believe, he was somewhere around like 50, 60 yards today with like 4 or 5 catches. But yet again, Geno Smith, sloppy play. Saying Shane Waldron's got to do better calling plays. It's like the third game in a row, like shaky play calling, right? I know they want to establish the run. I was happy they did run the ball a lot more today. And Kenneth Walker looked good, but they need to mix it up with play action. They ran one play action that was terrible, a bootleg play action, and Geno got killed. Like, it was just like so predictable. Like, Shane's got to do better. If I can see it, and I'm a fan, and yeah, I used to play football and I've watched football for almost all my life. These guys are professional, play callers and coaches. Like, they supposed to see this and know this better than me, right? And it's just terrible, bro. Shout out to my man G5 Gabe. Thanks for coming through. Salute, bro. Thanks for coming by. You're welcome to come up if you want. I'm just doing a quick live, just here talking some shit. I didn't do a Seahawk recap last week because we lost and I was frustrated. And I just been kind of busy too. I was recovering from the flu the week before. I had some work to do, and I was just been kind of like tired. But other than that, I would have done a recap, probably a simple recap, saying that we suck and shit. And here I go today is a little recap too, and I'm still saying that we don't stink, but we're not as what I think we should be. I think we should be playing a lot better. Defense looks good. They got to chill on the penalties. I like the energy. They're hitting hard. They're letting them know they're there. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Brooks has played well. Wagner's Wagner. Wagner's just, there's a first ballot Hall of Famer. At least I think he is. He's all-pro middle linebacker. So, that's it in regards to Seattle. Other games around, we had some upsets today. The Bills were an 8-point favorite on the road against the Patriots, who's been struggling week in, week out. The Patriots has been getting beat up by everybody. And Buffalo goes in and lays an egg. So the second week in a row, Buffalo lays an egg. And this time they lose to the New England Patriots. The last week, they struggled with the Giants, and they should have lost that game, and they snuck out a victory, at home. And then on the road here, they should have won and beat a bad Patriots team. And they lost. So that was an upset. Then I already spoke about the Raiders and, my man Sock not being here. The Raiders laid an egg versus the Bears. The Giants got a win today. They actually scored an offensive touchdown today. They beat up on the Commanders, which I was shocked of. But for whatever reason, the Giants kind of own the Commanders. They play the Commanders pretty good every single year. Last year, I believe they beat them and they tied. But very disappointed in the Commanders. I thought Howell would light up that defense. And the Giants, give credit to the Giants. They play well. They play great. Even had a couple of turnovers, still played great. Tyrod, looked okay. He got hit a few times, sacked a few times. But, credit to the Giants. They're still playing hard. They haven't tanked it yet. And they got the win against the Commanders. Other notable games that I was paying attention to as well. The Falcons beat up the Buccaneers in a close game. I guess the Falcons hit a game-winning field goal at the end. The best game of the day I did not see. Sock was telling me about it earlier. The Browns and the Colts was a really good game. That was a high-scoring 39-38. The Browns won. They scored a touchdown with like a minute and change left in the game, I believe. And they ended up winning that game without their quarterback, who got hurt again, Watson. Paid all this money to this guy, and now it looks like he may be out again. But my man Walker came in. He got a win against the Niners last week. Sorry, Mr. Shelton. And, and got another win this week. The Browns, that defense is pretty good. Today, defense wasn't so good, but they got the win. Not sure who they play next. We'll go over it probably on Tuesday when D Free does his football live. I'll be on there as well, as long as other TWT family members. We'll do our picks. We'll probably go more in detail on the matchups. I believe the Browns play the Seahawks next week, now that I think about it. I believe the Browns go to Seattle. So Walker will not be scoring no 39 points against the Seahawks next week. So I believe they play Seattle next week. Matter of fact, let me look and confirm. I'm almost positive they play Seattle. Let me just double check that, because I'm going to be talking shit to BVO, who's a big Browns fan. And if Seattle loses to the Browns, I will be MIA because, I'm a sore loser. Yep, they play the Browns next week in Seattle, Cleveland Browns against the Seattle Seahawks. So the Browns had a big game today and last week. Nice little winning streak. They're 4-2. Expect them to go 4-3 next week because they're playing, the Seattle Seahawks, bro. We had a bad game today, even and won. So I expect next week to have a good game and win in a blowout. How about that? Don't lose to the Vikings tomorrow because I'm going to talk mad shit. And you know who else is going to talk shit? I'm not even going to mention his name, but he's going to be on your helmet if y'all lose to the Vikings tomorrow. You know that. But I'm sure you'll block him anyway, so I'll time him out. Other notable games, a game that I was very confident. I wish I would have put real money on this game. When we did our picks on Friday night with D Free and Sock, my first pick was the Ravens -3. I did note that I did not like the spread. I thought that spread was a trick. The Lions have been playing well. The Lions 5-1 going into this game, and the Ravens has been playing terrible, right? So you got two teams in the opposite direction playing each other in Baltimore. So you're playing at the home of the team that's playing bad, who needs a win, right? Who needs to, show some life, right? And the spread was -3 Baltimore. I thought the spread should have been a pick 'em or maybe -1 Baltimore. But I felt like Vegas put the spread -3 so that people would be like, what? The Lions are getting 3 points versus the Ravens? They stink. And I'm sure a lot of people put money in the Lions. And I noted that when we spoke about it Friday. I said, expect the Ravens to win and expect the Ravens to dominate. And dominate, they did. Ravens won 38-6. Domination. Goff, only 284 yards, no touchdowns. They look terrible. St. Brown still had a good game. 13 receptions, 102 yards, but did not get any touchdowns. And let's see any other notable games. The afternoon games didn't pay attention because I was watching the Seahawks game. The Chiefs beat up on the Chargers, 31-17. The Broncos beat up the Packers. So there is a worser, if that's such a word, team than the Broncos, and that is the Green Bay Packers. As the Packers have now lost to the Raiders and lost to the Broncos, the Packers have looked terrible. The Packers did have the lead going into the, towards the end of the fourth quarter. Broncos came, kicked a field goal. Packers coming back through an interception, and that was the game. And then, we got a big game tonight. Maybe I'll probably end this live right before that game. We got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. That should be a good game. I'm not sure what's the condition of the Eagles corners, but they better be healthy because ain't nobody covering Tyreek Hill. So it's going to be an interesting game. I expect to see a high-scoring game tonight. Salute to my man, Harry Wins. What's good, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope everything is good and well with you. Sorry about your Carolina Panthers. I know, but they're rebuilding. Let's see what happens with Bryce, in the future. They got a future. Let's see what happens, but they're rebuilding. But I thought they were actually going to be better than what they are. They've been competitive in some losses, though. But sorry about the Carolina Panthers. But salute to you, bro. My man Josh Sanders, salute to you, bro. Thanks for coming through. What's going on? Real quick, let me just drop this in there. If anybody want to come in here and talk some shit, you're welcome to come and talk shit. Because I don't think Sock is going to make it. I don't think D Free and Judah Ben are going to make it. But y'all always welcome to come on and talk some shit. But those are the games for today that I had interest in, that I noticed. When my team plays, I don't really pay attention to any other team at that time. I may look at the scoreboard, but that's about it. So I saw some of the 1 o'clock games, rotating the games and shit. And that's that. Last night we had a couple of fights. We had this guy Giovanni Santinin came out of nowhere. Nobody pretty much knew much about this guy taking on Rocha, and he dominated. He looked like he was like 160 pounds fighting like a 140-pound guy. So he looked good, but he looked good against an opponent that he had some names on his resume. He fought Rashidi Ellis and lost, and then he beat up on Ric Flair, the Blair Cobbs. He stopped him. So. He has some notable wins, but I think Golden Boy may want to kind of like release him of his duties there because he got beat up bad. Hold on, I see my man in the building. Hold on a second, man. Harold, what's going on, bro?
What's the word, King?
Chilling, bro, man. Good to see you, man. How's everything?
Everything, man. Yeah, I think we in a total rebuild, man.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted us to get CJ just because of the stature, but
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's funny because I like Bryce Young. I thought Bryce Young was going to be fragile for the NFL, and look, he's already been getting hurt. I didn't like CJ because it's just that typical Ohio State quarterbacks never really do well in NFL. But he's
Right.
looked the best one. He's looked by far.
He's looked good.
Yeah, he's and he, to my shock, like he's played really well. The Texans are playing well, and they really need to play hard because they don't have no picks. I believe they traded their first round pick.
Right.
Arizona has it. So Arizona gets 2 first-round picks, but yeah, he's played well.
I was going to ask you what you think about Baker, man.
Baker
Mayfield.
I think he stinks. He hasn't done anything. He's today another stinker today, and I wonder when they're going to let the other kid play. The guy Trask, the guy from Florida. Give him a shot. I mean, you're not going to know until you let him play, right? I think they got to let him play eventually. Because Mayfield has not, he's not doing it.
No, but they've been in the games though. It's not like they get spanked and all like that.
Their defense is playing well, So
yeah. But that crew, I saw that game. Because we get on my side, we get the Atlanta games, and we had a bye this week, so I didn't have no reason to watch.
Yeah.
Carolina, but I think he's. I don't think they're gonna bench him. Not yet. I think because the NFC South is so weak,
it's
man.
Bad. Yeah.
You could probably make it with a 7-10 record, man. Unfortunately, man. But
they almost have, I think, last year.
That's a reality. Yeah. What's the name of them? They was 8-9, right? When they, I think the Bucks was 8-9 or 9-8. Yeah. They was
9-8 or 8-9.
Right. Yeah. I want to tell you congrats on y'all win.
Thanks. I didn't like the win. I mean, I like the win. Don't get me wrong. But the way they won, they've been playing sloppy football, bro. Like, and it frustrates me because I think they're a better team. And like, I'm a realist, right? If my team is not good, they're not good. But I feel like this team on paper is really good. I feel like the defense is now getting healthy and they're solid. And I think they could be a top defense in the league, especially the secondary and the linebackers. The front four have to do a better job in pressing the quarterback. But the offense on paper, there's so much talent. And Gino's just making bad throws, and he's not playing like he did last year. Hold on a second.
The DK didn't play this thing.
What's good, Marky Dan? Thanks for coming through.
Marky Dan, salute.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
Chilling.
Hey, chilling, man. It's my kind of talk, that football talk, man.
Yeah. He's
a pretty decent day so far, man.
You guys play later.
Who you like?
My team is Philly. I like Atlanta. I like the Packers. That's about it.
The Packers.
Yeah, I'm Carolina all the way, man. But I like the Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie. I don't root for them like I just like Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey really. But I like them. But I'm Carolina through and through, man.
Yeah, hey, you guys.
That's what's up.
I've been there when my team was bad and I had to stick with.
Yeah, we all go through that. Yeah,
man. But y'all not in a good position right now, bro. I don't know where y'all go for the future.
And then I'm liking how Thielen is playing. Thielen's still showing he got something in the tank.
Yeah.
I think the play calling sometimes is questionable at times. Miles Sanders, I didn't understand the acquisition of him, but
now you see why the Eagles didn't want to re-sign him.
Nah, but he worked good in the Eagles system.
What's going on with Jonathan Mingo? I thought that he would be much more of a factor at this point.
What you said? Who you said? Domingo? What was that, Marky? Can you hear me? I don't know what happened. I guess he
might got a bad signal.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's talking about somebody on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's a total rebuild, and then I thought the defense would be a lot better though, because last year the defense was solid. They were competitive, you know. I remember them. I seen them last year. They played Seattle last year. They played them this year as well. And
Right.
last year I believe they beat Seattle last year, and then this year, we beat them this year. And
Yeah.
but Dalton played that game, and Dalton threw like over
Yeah, he
300
played good,
yards.
man. He
He played
looked
really
good.
good. I was screaming
That's
at
why.
the TV.
Right. That's what made me realize that Thielen is still ready to compete, man.
Yeah.
It just I don't know,
You know
man.
why y'all lost that game was the penalties.
Penalties.
There were like 8 or 9 false starts that game. It was
Right.
in Seattle. Because that's why he was throwing for so many yards. They were like 1st and 20. He was 1st and 15. Like they were starting off backwards. And he played a good game, Dalton. But
Yeah, he played a
those
good game.
penalties, they
I
add
think
up.
they should have just sat him though for a year. It's nothing wrong with sitting for a year. You know what I mean? Just to see what's going on with the game. And, and then once you get a feeler, then you could get him in there.
Yeah.
But
And his coaching
that kid is
too.
only 5'10", man.
Yeah,
He's 185 pounds.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was my number one question about him coming into the league, like his height and his him being fragile.
And then Miles Sanders can't build off of him because he's no threat to run. See, like when he was in the Philly system, that's why he thrives so well because you still gotta account for Jalen's legs. You know what I mean? So it's like pick your poison type of thing. But I don't
They
know,
also
man.
have a better offensive line too. So.
And Chuba Hubbard is running better than him.
Yeah, he was running better than him.
Yeah, because I don't think he's really gaining anything from this right now. From just getting his ass whooped and losing
Right.
6
And then
games.
it could hurt your confidence, man.
Yep.
See, that's you know how it is with football. It's more psychological than physical.
Yep.
And once your mental is damaged, man,
Yep.
you start questioning your throws. You start
And he
questioning
had
who's around you.
that offensive line to run behind. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of it is play calling too. This is why I
most
get
definitely.
Play calling.
Miles, he also had that offensive line.
Yeah, they had one of the best offensive lines statistically last year. This
Right.
year, they got a couple guys hurt. Who's the guy that tackles hurt? What's his name? Philly.
What you think about Herbert, man?
Oh, he just dropped off. Herbert.
He had a
can't
bad
win the big
season.
game. He can't win the close games either.
You think it's the curse with the Chargers or what? Because
I don't know what it is, but it's every time they're in a close game, they can't pull away or they can't close out. I mean, today I didn't see the game. I saw they lost by 2 scores.
oh yeah, they got spanked.
Yeah.
I just watched that one. I mean, it wasn't an onslaught or nothing like that, but it was he missed a lot of throws. He had some drops. They had some drops in there too.
Yeah.
They couldn't run the ball for nothing.
No.
They can't run the ball, so they kind of predictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think they got the right offensive coordinator, but I'm like you. I don't know about Herbert, man. I don't
know about Eckler being a back. He's better as a receiver, but running the ball.
But he's better. Yeah, right. I agree.
They didn't run the ball well last week either. You know what was key last week and why they lost that game, in my opinion, was in that fourth quarter. It was like 3rd and 19, and they're blitzing everybody, and they're playing man to man, and then they got the holding call. Like 2 guys got a holding call, and it was an automatic first down.
Right.
3rd and 19, there was no need for that. Right. And they probably would have got the ball back. It was a tie game at that point. They probably would have got the ball back, and then who knows what would have happened. Like, it's just the decisions that they're making, like the play calling, defensive also. It just doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, I give Stanley about 2 more games, man. They're gonna give him about another 2 more games, then they're gonna probably let him go. Stanley. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's too many. Even the playoff game, they blew the playoff game too. Remember, they were big against Jacksonville, and they blew it. That's all
was
they do.
the worst, man.
And they can't close out, the close games.
What was it? With 28 to 7 or something like that. What?
It was something 24-3. It was something crazy.
Yeah, it was something crazy where they should have closed out, right?
Jacksonville won the game. The year before that, they didn't make the playoffs, but they had a playoff type game, last game of the year against the Raiders. And the winner of that game made the playoffs, and the Raiders beat them. Like,
yeah, they didn't show up. Yeah,
they can't win the big game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how you feel about your chances?
Well, I was just saying earlier, I was like, you know, I don't want them to go and be a decent team and make the playoffs and then get embarrassed, right? You know, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. On paper, I like the team on paper, but they're not producing it on the field. So I want them to go in and then say, look, watch out. Like the Lions. The Lions up to this week was like, yo, watch out. This team could be a sleeper team in the NFC. 5-1. They already beat the Chiefs. Their only losses to Seattle. And then they went out and they got destroyed by Baltimore. But like, I don't want them to go in. Like last year, nobody expected Seattle to do anything. So I was
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
I was happy that they made the playoffs. And you know, of course, you know, you don't want to see a team get smoked. And they got smoked in the second half against the Niners. You know, if it was any other team, I would have been like, you know what, it's a good season. And in reality, it was a good season because nobody expected. But you know, I hate the Niners, so losing to them is not good. And especially the way we lost. We lost 3 times.
Right.
So, but it was a good season for them last year. But this year they got to build on that. They got good draft picks. They made good picks. Like offensively, they're great on paper. They just got to put it together. Metcalf, I love Metcalf. I think he's a freak in nature. He's fast. He's talented. Yeah. But 2 things: the offensive coordinator doesn't use him correctly. Like other teams, they don't use him reverses. They don't use him when he's in motion, like, you know, when he's already running to get that spurt, you know. And then the second thing, he drops a lot of easy passes.
Yeah, he does drop it. Yeah.
He drops a lot of easy passes, and it's like, come on. And he catches too much. He tries to catch a lot of balls with his chest a lot.
His body, like,
If you're a good wide receiver, you use your hands. Like that's what the first thing they teach you when you play football as a kid. Like this is years ago. It's like to hold your hands like this. That's how you learn. Like you catch it with your hands, not with your chest. And you see receiver, not just him, but receivers like that. Those are not good wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? The good wide receivers catch with their hands, not with their chest. And Metcalf does that a lot, and it frustrates the hell out of me. Salute to you, Joe Townsend. Thanks for coming through.
Salute.
My man, Gio James. Khalil, salute to you. Shout out to the Bronx. He's also a Bronx native as well.
Okay.
Thanks for coming through. By the way, my man Harold is from the Bronx as well.
Yes, sir.
So Marky Dan, I don't know where he's from. He's from some hole somewhere.
I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands. From St. Croix.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So,
well, beautiful
like
place.
Tonight?
What's up?
Who you like tonight?
I like the Eagles at home, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Dolphins. It all depends. I don't know. Is your guys healthy? Your secondary?
Yeah, we're pretty solid.
We
got our young rookie Sidney Brown. He's playing tonight. Both our corners are healthy. We're pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Jalen Carter's playing. Yeah, man, we're good.
Jalen's playing. All right, so then it should be a good game.
It's going to be a good game.
Terry kills it.
Listen, Miami, I think they're a good team, but we got to keep it a buck. They're getting hyped up way too much when you look at their schedule and who they played. They played the Broncos, the motherfucking Patriots.
They played us.
They played Carolina.
Yeah, I think they said combined their opponents have 3 wins combined. Come on, bro.
Those are facts. But the same because he said for the Eagles, the NFC is just not as strong. The Eagles haven't played. And the Eagles, to be fair, I don't think the Eagles have played their best football yet.
No.
They haven't played anybody tough either, really.
No. That's not me trying to downplay Miami. I'm just saying they haven't been tested as of yet.
No, and it's a fair statement. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't say that at all. It's definitely fair. But I'm just saying at the same token, it's the same thing could be said about Philadelphia as well. But Philadelphia's played better.
We had one big test that was against Washington. Really, they took us deep into overtime.
That was a huge test. Yeah.
Yeah. But Washington, how good is Washington? They're so inconsistent.
Yeah, man. I
They
was just
have so much potential though, like especially on the defensive line
Yep.
and their skill position group. It's
right.
really no reason why they shouldn't be performing.
And it's like that Howard dude, man. He's like 1 week, he looks, like he's built for it. And then this week, this game here, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But he had 52 passes or something like that. 40. That's not the recipe for winning.
That's
Not
on
for
Eric
them, you know what I
Bieniemy.
mean?
That's on Eric Bieniemy. That's unacceptable for a young quarterback.
Eric Bieniemy was supposed to be like this offensive genius too. So
They can't run the ball. They're another one that can't run. They can't run.
Joe Townsend said that's the difference between pure wide receivers and athletes that can play any position. That's true.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yeah. It's
Totally
frustrating
agree.
when you watch your team and you see players do that. It's like, come on, man. Especially when they drop a pass or even when they fumble, and they're not using the proper mechanics. Like that's the first thing they teach you. Like, when you play football, the first thing they teach you is the proper way to catch, the proper way to hold the ball, the proper way to run or, just
we took them about professionals, man.
Yeah, and they're supposed to know this. It's just crazy. It's frustrating.
You go through all the levels like Pee Wee, because these dudes been playing football practically all their lives. You know what I mean? So you already know the fundamentals and secure the ball. Make sure you look the ball into your hands before you turn upfield. It's regular stuff, man. It's not really like too complicated, but sometimes they make it like that, man.
Yeah.
And then it can make a quarterback that's really not that great that's still making the good play. It hurts your confidence, man. Then you're like, oh, can I go to this guy? Should I, then it's just too much thinking.
It messes up everything. If the quarterback, ain't gonna rely on you as much, and that's the thing with Metcalf. He's also a crybaby, and he gets stupid penalties when he doesn't get the ball.
Yeah, that's another thing.
He did that last week, and he's like, he's crying because he's open, right? But then after that, he drops a pass, and it's like, and then after that, he makes a nice catch, and he gets hurt. It's just frustrating to watch.
Yeah, he's definitely a freak of nature, though. The way he's built, dang.
He's faster. He's faster than Tyreek Hill. He's one of the fastest men in football. I mean, he may not be as quick off the line as Tyreek Hill, but he's faster than him. And
with the route running and stuff like that, but definitely with that straightaway speed,
You saw what he did a few years ago when he caught Buda.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous,
ridiculous. He had like a 10-yard start. So and I think he also ran in the not in the Olympics, the
I think he went the trials.
And he finished like last, 5th or 6th, but even to make it that far is just it's crazy. But that just shows his athleticism. And everybody knew like he was going to be a project, like because he started playing football late.
Okay.
I think he played.
You're talking about DK?
Yeah, he started playing football late.
The thing that really impressed me is y'all managed to hit on 2 really good corners, 2 great corners, in fact, in Tariq Woolen and Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Right.
Witherspoon is a monster. Like he's played. Woolen has played well, but Witherspoon is all over the place. Like he had another great game today. And the way he tackles like a linebacker.
Yeah, he's not afraid to stick his head in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
and I
you
knew
think about Purdy, man?
Who?
He played today?
No, they play tomorrow.
Yeah, they play the Vikings. I do not
That's
like
what
I like
Purdy,
Purdy,
man.
He plays for the
like
San
him
Francisco
too.
49ers. I do not like him.
I know why you don't like him, right?
I mean, I don't. I think that with time he's gonna progress to the level where he can take over when things aren't perfect. But right now he needs all his big playmakers to be there.
Yeah. Because believe it or not, he really did. They really should have won that game. They had a lot of drops too. You dropped like 3 balls.
Mm-hmm.
It
was a missed field goal, and he was I think it was from 40 yards out. So I mean, he should have made that.
Yeah, he should have made that. Yeah, and then the elements played a little bit of a part too.
That game was a battle. It was just it just happened, bro. That's football.
Yeah, that's football.
Purdy to me is just an average quarterback that's in a good system. and he got good playmakers around him, and it's the offense that Shanahan runs. They do a lot of quick screens, stuff to the tight end.
Nah, come on now,
They do a
Thomas.
lot
They
of
be
quick. They do a lot of
slanging
quick
that shit.
screens.
Yeah, he push it too though. He
Okay,
pushes
They
that
throwing
field.
that shit.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see throughout the season because they live and die out the screen. They got a good running back. When McCaffrey goes down, because he already got hurt,
Yeah,
I don't know if he's playing
McCaffrey.
tomorrow. But when McCaffrey goes down, we're gonna see how good Purdy is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not.
How
I
good-
think he's questionable for tomorrow too. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
he's
if he's in
questionable.
or out, but yeah,
And Debo's not playing tomorrow.
yeah, he's not playing.
He's
Yeah,
out.
they
So-
they I think they run him too much.
Yeah, they use him too. Yeah. They run him, he does a little bit of everything. And he doesn't even have to anymore. He did it a few years ago before they had McCaffrey, but he doesn't even have to do that anymore.
Right.
So,
And I think anybody and practically anybody can run in that system, man, because
that's
it
what I'm
don't matter
saying.
who. Yeah,
It's just the matter with them is that they've been unlucky with the running back position until McCaffrey came last year, because McCaffrey was great with them last year. He was hurt with Carolina before they traded him. But
right.
the running backs, they had Mostert. Mostert got hurt. Then
Rita.
there was Mitchell. He's on the team and he
Oh,
got
Mitchell,
hurt.
yeah. Elijah,
They
yeah.
had good running backs. They just been getting hurt.
Yeah,
They can't stay healthy.
yeah. That football is rough, man.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you're running in between the tackles, man.
And they got a good offensive line.
Because you figure about with a decent running back, man, 3 years, you're gonna have at least 700 touches, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wear and tear, man.
McCaffrey's got,
Oh yeah.
to me, he's got a lot of wear and tear. I don't know how long he's gonna
Look at Josh Jacobs.
And they said Debo. They said Debo is going to be out for the next 2 games.
Yeah,
damn.
So yeah, I want to see how Purdy's going to look without his number 1 target.
When it's out, there's no one target, and if McCaffrey don't play, I want to see how he looks.
Not really. His number 1 target is
McCaffrey's out.
Yeah, he's like a safety blanket, but number 1 target is Ayuk.
Ayuk has played well this year so far.
Yeah, he's decent, but he have his moments where he don't come through. And, they don't get the ball to Kittle enough. Not to me. They got to utilize Kittle, man.
He'll have one good game, and then you won't see him for like 3
weeks.
Yeah,
he'll drop off about 2 or 3, and then
yeah.
But
So,
one
like,
thing about him, he's
game.
a solid dude. You never really hear him complaining or anything like that. Like,
well, because he's there because of the system. He's there to block. Really, he's really there. He's a block. He's an old school tight end. He blocks too. He's a physical tight end. So I mean, he's not gonna. He's a team guy.
Right, all the way.
But he's another guy that always gets hurt too. They have a lot of injury-prone guys on that team.
Yeah, that football is rough, man.
Yeah, but I don't feel sorry for the Niners.
I bet you don't. But hey, if they lose tomorrow, oh man,
you're gonna see. Great.
It's gonna be a lot of things swirling around.
It's gonna be great. Man, this guy Marky keeps dropping off. He must.
Yeah, he probably got bad service.
He got a tin can and some rope connected to the tin.
How long you gonna be on? Because I'm gonna drop off and
I'm probably gonna drop off in a few minutes. I just came on just to talk a little bit. I mean, the Sunday night game.
Yeah, I gotta start pulling up more often, man. I seen a couple of notifications, but I ain't. But now, yeah, because I love to talk football, man. It's my thing here.
Yeah, I usually come on every Friday nights, but we talk boxing and football. So I figured another reason I wanted to come on, I was gonna go. We do picks on Friday nights with my two co-hosts. We do picks, and then I was hoping maybe I'd just do a quick live today and go on because I think I might have a guest this Friday. To talk boxing. So but we'll still talk football because we're still gonna do our picks. But yeah, come
we do sports.
Nights. Yeah, I'll be on Friday nights. Usually like 10:30, between 10:30 11, sometimes Saturday and stuff too. Yeah. K-Rod, yeah, you could come up. I got the link in the chat already. Gio James was good, baby. K-Rod was good. We're
gonna build a foundation, man. We're gonna a sports talk. You heard?
Yeah, I just know a little bit about everything, but I have I have some connections in the boxing world. Like my co-host, he's a strength and conditioning coach. He's also a journalist on the side, so he knows a lot of people in the game. And a matter of fact, speaking of that, and K-Rod, my man K-Rod, what's up, K-Rod? K-Rod does a lot of boxing content, and he goes to the fights too. Next Saturday, it's good. K-Rod just came and reminded me. Next Saturday is going to be a media day. There's a fighter out here in the Bronx. excuse me, he's fighting on November 9th at the Garden. And he's the main
Oh,
event.
okay.
He's fighting this guy, Caleb Walsh. His name is Ismael Villarreal. And his media day next Saturday. So I'll probably go live next Saturday around 10 o'clock. It's between 10:30 at the gym. And like some of the
Okay.
fighters that K-Rod speaks to will be at the gym too. So
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
yeah. So thanks. K-Rod came through. It kind of reminded me to say that. But I gotta have Ishmael Maello on as well. But K-Rod, what's going on, bro? How you been?
Oh man, yeah, life is pretty good. Everything's doing very well. Thank you for having me on. Uh, yeah, like I'm not excited for this upcoming weekend. Like it's gonna be crazy.
This weekend coming up, yeah, we got. I mean, it's a couple. I mean, Friday. It starts Friday, right? Amanda Serrano's fighting Friday.
Yeah, yep.
She's not fighting anybody really good, but it's more of like a historical thing because it's going to be the first fight, 12 rounds. 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds for women. So I believe they had 3-minute rounds before years ago, but it were 10 rounds. So this is going to be a 12-round, 3-minute round fight.
Yeah, because I was actually talking with like a fighter in the past. I don't know if you've heard of her, but her name is Rihanna Rios, and I was bringing up that same issue with her in the past, and she said that what the main cause of it, of like why women aren't doing 12-round 3-minute fights, is not because of what the medical issue behind it. It's mainly due to money. So like in theory, like all these fights that you're being pushed with as a consumer to pay for men's fights that are going 12 round 3 minutes, like let's just say like some worthless British fight over in the UK that nobody's not going to pay for globally, like those fights are being heavily promoted more compared to actual female fights that should be on a main card. But the problem is like one, lack of promotion, two, networks not really getting behind it, and three, the fighters just not really coming together to actually demand it too. Because it's like, women like Katie Taylor could have been doing like us stuff like that a long time ago, on top of like Amanda Serrano, or I'll even say like Kaylee Reese, or Melissa McMorrow, or Chrissy Martin, or Mia St. John. Like all these females could have easily done it, but it's like they kept listening to promoters and corrupt managers in the sport to basically speak for them, and they're expecting something to come back different, knowing that it's not happening to change. So I think that type of insanity has kind of led to women's boxing becoming more of like a lesser trend, because it's like, why are we going to pay money to go see a low tier fight that's not worth that type of actual market to buy into? So it's like, I think like for what Amanda Serrano's doing, this should have already happened like a long time ago, because boxing, it's not a young sport. It's a really, really old, ancient sport. But it's like, if you're going to love the sport that you like, you should actually be traditional to say everybody should have the opportunity to be great, like regardless if it's going to be men or like basically male or females to get into the sport.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's a good point. I agree with you 100%. And then it's funny that some of these promoters, and a few years ago, I've seen some quotes, guys. I was reading a couple articles earlier today because I had a radio show and I thought I was going to talk about it, but the guy that hosts the radio, he didn't go into the Amanda Serrano fight, so I didn't get to use it. But I did read the articles, and they quoted some of the promoters from, I believe, 2021, and they were saying that they would they would have loved to have 12 round 3-minute fights, but they're probably the same promoters that were against it before. So you're talking about like Bob Arum quoting like, yeah, it would be more exciting. Eddie Hearn said the same thing. I believe Leonard Ellerby is quoted as saying like, yeah, we would, it would be great. But he's probably the same guys that probably said, they were against it, years before that.
Yeah, and also let me just use like another sport as another good example, the WNBA. Like yes, like females are not going to come out of that talent pool to be like another Derrick Rose or LeBron James, or like basically anybody that you want to think of. Like those level of talents are there because it's like that's just how good they are based on their talent pool. But it's not to say that they can't do 12-minute quarters. It's just that nobody's not going out there to pay for their games. So
Yeah.
like that's why that the NBA finals is always traditionally set by the end of what the summer, if not like the early beginning of it, because it's like that's what people want to do to see who's going to come out on top and actually give us, you know, like the best skill talent, you know, for the best team and
Yeah.
best players. But I mean, like, it's not to say that the women can't do it. It's just clearly to show that statistically the men are way better. And on a global level, the women cannot do anything, you know, close to like what any top level male basketball players will do. So I would say for boxing, that's kind of like the same thing, but it's like a little bit different. It's just like you're not going to be seeing a women coming out like a Javante Tank Davis knocking
No.
everybody out in like, you know, 1 to 2 minutes.
No. I mean, and it also changes. It changes how you train for fights too. You know, your conditioning it changes. You know, as well, and you might see more knockouts. You know, because of the three. You know, that extra minute, and then longer rounds. You know, if they're not conditioned as well, they're gonna tire out, get caught, and you know, which leads to more exciting fights because that's what people want to see. People want to see knockouts. People want to see people get stopped, right? I mean, I like to see everything. I like to see I like to see boxing. I like to see, you know, skills. You know what I'm saying? Knockouts are cool, but I want to see some competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. So
Yeah, I was even gonna say, take a look at what BKFC's doing right now. Like, you know, that the male and female divisions, they're both doing 2 minute rounds, and
okay,
it's like they're still getting knockouts or they're still beating each other up. So it's not to say like, oh well, you know, we need to like reduce, you know, let the females to fight 1 minute and let the guys fight 2 minutes. No, like there's a reason behind it because like if it goes 3 minutes, it's like you know that level of damage and severity actually costs more money to probably cost you know a lot more recovery expenses for the fighters that actually do get brutally injured. But it's like for boxing there shouldn't be no double standard for it. Like I know plenty of female fighters that I've actually ran into where they actually look like that they should be going 3 minute rounds. Like
I think we lost you for a minute. You there? I think you got like a big bad connection real quick. You just like cut. K Rod, you there?
like a 2 minute fighter. No.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like
yeah.
you like went out for a little bit. You went in and
Yeah.
out for a minute.
Yeah. Like I don't know what happened. Like I think maybe just like the network server probably didn't
Yeah.
connect with me. But yeah, but I was just gonna say, like, you know, there's plenty of female fighters that can easily do 3 minute rounds, and you know, boxing is a one man sport, so it's like you can't make the excuse to say that you can't go 3 minutes because it's like when you first walk into the gym, you're learning how to endure anyway,
Yeah.
and even like even for wrestling, like at the collegiate level or high school level, like the women don't have any double standard compared to any guys. Like you're going up against guys if there's no females to actually train with. So it's like furthermore, if you want to be good at what you do, you have to take those sacrifices if you want to be great.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, my man William Old School, he says, I won't be surprised if Angel Reese skips the WNBA and goes into modeling instead because of the low money paid to the WNBA players. I mean, the way they get paid, I would imagine. In fact, if you listen to a couple of Angel's interviews, he pretty much says what I just said. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what type of modeling, and but like the higher, the really good models, and I don't know how they rate the models and how they get um, get paid and for what jobs they do, to get the high paying jobs. But yeah, I assume it's going to pay a lot more, and than the WNBA would pay. They go, my man Judah Ben, on time but late. What's good, Judah Ben? He probably been busy today working and shit. But yeah, Friday we got the Amanda Serrano fight. She's fighting this girl from Brazil who's almost like 40 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And then Saturday we got that weak ass exhibition fight, which I hope Ngannou lands something crazy on Tyson Fury. And I believe Oshaki Foster is defending his title in Cancun this Saturday as well.
Yeah, I was gonna actually make a comment on that. I'm not like a fan of that because I feel like as a champion, you know, especially in Oshaki's position, he should defend it in America.
Yeah.
And Like I understand, like for people that like to play like the promoter politics argument, but it's like you're the defending champion. You're not getting paid low money. You're getting paid big money now. But it's like for you to like make your first title defense in Mexico, like that's not fair, bro. Like you gotta,
That's crazy. And
yeah,
he's fighting a guy. I don't know much about the guy, but I was looking at his record. I was looking at the guys he faced, and he looks like he's a guy that he fights mostly in Mexico, and he's got a lot of knockouts. So I'm imagining he's got some pop now, and it's foreign soil. I don't think I remember a fight being in Cancun, so I don't know, what can go down there. I've been to Cancun a couple of times, but to vacation. So I don't know more or less how that would work out, but yeah, I agree with you. That's crazy that they WBC champion, the green belt, and he has his first title defense in Mexico versus a guy, not a known guy. I mean, I don't know much about him. Maybe do you know anything about this guy? What's his name? Eduardo Hernandez, I believe.
yeah.
I'm just off my head. I was like, I don't even have my notes here.
Fighter, he's not like he's not no ultra mega threat. He throws like a lot of power punches, but it's like once you break him down collectively to the body, he breaks down pretty good late game. But I think honestly, like Oshaki, he's gonna try to feel him out early, but then it's like he just needs to break him down late game, and I think eventually he'll either knock him out or Eduardo. He'll just get outgunned to a decision. But if he ever gets lucky to just get that one little knockdown, I fear that Mexican judges will naturally rob him, because it's like if he's gonna lose his very first title defense against like a guy like that, then I'm gonna just say like honestly, like sanction bodies like the WBC need to be banned like globally. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's just like if you're gonna
they're not gonna do it though. It's a joke. Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, I think eventually, if I hope Oshaki wins. I'm rooting for Oshaki. I like the kid. He finally got a title shot. He capitalized. He's champ. I feel like they're gonna throw him to Navarrete eventually. That's what I feel is gonna happen, which is a big fight. I mean, I would like to see it, but I feel like that may be his next fight if he was to win. So shout out to you, Garcia. Thanks for coming through, bro. Judah Ben was good, bro. You late as usual. No, I'm just kidding. The sock is usually.
Yeah, I'm just getting off work, man. I'm just getting to the crib.
I figured. Yeah, this was just just to talk shit. I usually do a Seahawk recap, and I figured let me just talk a little bit because next Friday. And by the way, I don't know what happens to you Friday, but next Friday, I may have a special guest on, so I may not talk as much football. Like we usually do football and boxing. So, and I know we got some fights next week, as me and K-Rod were kind of discussing. But I may have a guest. So I was like, let me come on today. I told Sock, and then I sent you and D Free a text. But Sock said he would come, but his son is not feeling well. So, it is what it is. But I don't know what happened to you Friday. What happened to you?
Man, I came home and crashed. Man, I be working my ass off.
Damn, man.
You're
a young guy. You're not old like me.
I'm 36. Still young.
You're still young, man. I'm in my 40s. I'm almost 50.
You still young.
I'm almost 50, young. Bro. What are you talking about?
50 young. You ain't old till you about 80.
So yes, I just figured I'd just come for a little bit. I don't know if you want to touch up on these fights coming up this week, or maybe touch up on the boards last night. I was very impressed with that with Giovanni Santillan, even though he looked like a middleweight in there.
Oh yeah.
I was not happy with Jack Catterall.
I was impressed with Scrappy as well. Scrappy got the KO.
Scrappy.
Yeah, Scrappy Rodriguez. The cat from he's from 112 or 115 division.
Oh, okay. I obviously didn't see that fight.
I think that was on the zone card.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. I only saw 2 fights yesterday, and those 2, and that was it. I know there was another British title fight earlier in the day. I didn't watch any of that. I don't know, K-Rod, if you've seen any of those. I didn't. I saw the Jack Catterall fight, and that was a war.
Jack Catterall was the one I missed.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
The Jack Catterall and Linares, that was the one I missed.
You didn't miss anything. It was a snooze fest. It really was. Like, I was very disappointed in Jack. Like, I thought he could have got him out of there in like the 5th round. And
yeah, Linares, I don't think he's like a bad fighter, but it's like Linares could have been smoked a lot earlier
Yeah,
in the fight. But it's not to say like he's a bad fighter. He's just past his prime. But it's like I actually thought Linares was actually game by by the fifth round, but Catterall he like barely edged let the later rounds to
yeah,
win.
yeah. He outboxed him. He hurt him, I think, again, maybe in like the 8th or the 9th round. But it's like to me, it just looked like Jack was giving him too much respect, and he really did. He really didn't need to show him that much respect. Linares, to me, is done. I mean, Linares still can crack, but I just thought he's done. I wanted to see Jack do something.
And ain't he like 38, Linares?
Yeah, he's like 38 years old. So
Yeah, like I think I was gonna tell you, Thomas, that I think he actually lives out here by Miami, out in Florida.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because like I was hearing by word of mouth that he actually trains out in those gyms where I guess guys like I don't know, maybe like Robesi Ramirez and David Morrell be training at.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't know where he goes from here. He sounded like he was going to retire. This is his 4th fight in a row he lost. So I mean, he's
Yeah, he needs to hang it up.
yeah. He's talking about promoting or something. I mean, he had a good run. You know what I'm saying? He had some good highlights. He hurt Devin in one fight. He got dominated. He dropped Loma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but Santian, I don't know where he came from. He, like my man Garcia here says, he rocked, he smoked Rocha. I think he's interesting. For some of the welterweights there. I mean, the welterweights there now, we only have pretty much like 3 or 4 guys that we know of that are kind of active. We'd like to see Boots get a title shot eventually, but Santian against like Thurman, Thurman to me is done, but or even Stanionis, that looks like that could be a good fight. Look at BVO. BVO boxes a clown.
Get at least Butaev or Stanionis, or I'd probably say Villa. I think Villa, that's a dangerous fight, but Villa, Boots, and Butaev, and then Stanionis. Yeah, those are like sleeper matchups.
Yeah, and Thurman, I think it'll be entertaining.
Thurman like another Linares. Thurman almost washed up.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, is that fight signed? Him and Stanionis?
Yeah, Keith Thurman, he's gonna fight Stanionis on the Danny Garcia versus Arislandi Lara undercard
on December 9th.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
That's what I heard.
Well, that's actually ain't that supposedly going to be an exhibition that Floyd's going to do or something? December 9th? I thought that was for December 9th.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I thought it was.
Is it a Benavidez fight?
I know Floyd doing an exhibition, but I think they having like actual matches on that card with Floyd, like the Danny Garcia and Lara.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's on December. I think that's what they're talking about. It's not official from what I heard, but I thought it was for December 9th. I could be wrong. It could be November 25th, which is the Andrade and
Benavidez
fight. But I don't know why I was thinking December 9th. I just know that it was kind of like it sounded like a scumbag move that Floyd is doing an exhibition the same day as Regis's and David Haney's pay-per-view. That's kind of messed up. But because that's just Devin Haney, that's December 9th as well.
I feel like people that even like Devin Haney.
And he I thought they were close.
I really think Floyd Mayweather really wants to see Devin Haney lose because honestly, if you think about it, like if Devin surpasses his 50-0 record, and let's just say he does it, in his prime, like that would be really like crazy if he did that.
Well, I mean, if he hates Haney so much, which I heard that at first they were cool and now he doesn't. I guess because he beat supposedly that sparring session against Tank. Then why don't he just get Tank to fight him? Like right? I mean,
just fight Devin Haney.
Yeah, get Tank to fight Devin if that's the case, right? Garcia says when they fight, they actually fight at 160 at catchweight. Lara Garcia. I don't know. I heard 160. But who knows with those guys? Lara is technically the WBA 160 champion. So
yeah,
I'm assuming
the title in a while.
Yeah, so I'm hoping at least it's at 160. I mean, I'm not a fan of catchweights, but but he's WBA because the 160 division is kind of messed up. You got Jamal, who hasn't fought in a minute. He's the WBC. Then Janabek just won unified. He's got WBO, IBF, and then Lara has the WBA, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at any notes or anything. I'm just off the top of my head. I think I'm right, but I could be wrong.
I think so.
I know BVO always talking shit. Let's see what BVO's saying. So East New York in the house. East New York is all right, but it's not the Bronx, man. We don't fuck with Brooklyn. Nah, we fuck with Brooklyn, but
Brooklyn, Red Hook.
Red Hook section of Brooklyn. Like, remember ECW? Remember Taz?
Yeah.
He was like,
Taz was awesome back in the day.
What's up, K-Rod? What was that?
No. Like I was gonna say that Taz was like amazing back in the day. Like I was like always watching his, his like WWE, interviews and stuff.
Yeah. Taz is nice. Taz is mad short. I met Taz because I used to back in the day. I used to go to ECW to Philly.
Oh my God!
I used to go a lot over to Philly. They used to do bus trips over there from Queens to Philly, and I used to go to a lot of ECW events. I met Van Dam. I got pictures with Van Dam. I got a picture with Just Incredible. I got a picture with Taz. Like, I mean, they were mad cool. New Jack was the coolest out of all of them. New Jack was mad cool, bro. New Jack kept it really real, but he was mad cool. But yeah, Taz, back in the day, that's when wrestling was really fun.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I went to my very first WWE event when I was like mad young with like my dad up in Albany, and we went to the D-Generation X with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and I think John Cena, he was the main event that went up against Umaga at that time, and it was just so awesome because like I was like going super crazy at the like event, but those like athletes were like really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was back in the day. Wrestling was a lot better than what it is now.
Exactly.
When he said Red Hook, I thought of Taz right away. Oh man. So yeah, man. I mean, it's not much going on this weekend with the fights. I mean, next weekend we got some good shows. The following weekend is the lead up. I'm pretty excited for my boy. I'm gonna try to have him on. Ismael Villarreal. He's fighting November 9th. It's on a Thursday. He's the main event. He's fighting this guy from Ireland who trains out in California. He's trained by Freddie Roach, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the main event in the Hulu Theater. I'll be there. I'm supposed to put in credentials. Sock was supposed to help me fill this out, but I will be there at the fight, and we'll help promoting. We're gonna have a promotion, I think, at John's Gym next week. K-Rod. So I'll try to hit you up behind the scenes because I'm planning to go live. I hope Ofacio's there because I know Ofacio will be at John's Gym too, and he's cool with Maelo.
I was going to ask you if you ever run into that one fighter. I think he's at a Newberg, but I think you know who I'm talking about. His name is Elijah Williams. He's that one guy that fought Elijah Tech Flores.
Williams? Okay.
Yeah. He was that guy that fought. I think he recently fought on the Hitchens versus. No, not the Hitchens versus Zepeda card. He was on the Nestor Bravo undercard. But yeah, he's a really good fighter. If you ever see him in the future.
Yeah. I'm matter of fact, see, that's why I got to talk. Sock knows all these guys because Sock always in the gym and he works with fighters. Like he's a strength and conditioning coach. He's not a boxing trainer. He does strength and conditioning, so he gets them on weight. He keeps them, on track and stuff. So, but I'm gonna write this down here. Elijah Williams.
I was gonna ask, when is Ofacio's next fight? Because like I was just curious to ask that.
That I don't know. I have to talk to Sock and see.
Oh, okay.
I know he's working. I know it was something happened. I'm gonna talk to Ofacio about it because him and Hitchens was supposed to do a favor for him because they sparred. Remember I told you they had sparred, and then and he was hoping that Hitchens would like kind of shout him out, and Hitchens didn't do that. And I think Ofacio was kind of upset about that. So I plan to have Ofacio on the show as well. So if that does happen, because next week if he's there, I'll get to meet these guys in person and connect. And I'll definitely mention you because I know, you've spoken to him. He's going to know who you are. And then if we do, I'll have you on for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, nice. Yeah, because Ofacio, like if he ever comes down to Florida, like I'm always going to be there for him.
Yeah.
So, like
Ofacio's a real good. He's always funny. Ofacio, from what Sock tells me, and I see it too because I met Maelo. I never met Ofacio, Maiolo's very quiet, very slow spoken, but Afacio, he loves it. He loves everything about boxing. He loves the interviews. He loves it all. So he's actually he should be easier to approach and speak about. He'll love to do interviews and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like I always like talking boxing with them because I feel like that, like every time when we're having like a really educational conversation, it's not really like about boxing anymore. It's just like about just like talking philosophy.
oh, nice. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I believe Sock works with him too. I think he works with strength and condition. I don't know if he's like the main coach, but he definitely works with him as well. So
Oh, I was gonna say there's a really good New York fighter out of the amateurs that I keep hearing about. I don't know if you know him, but I think he fights a middleweight. But I hear like
okay.
like I don't know his name, but but I keep hearing like these like these I guess like rumors that I keep hearing. But I think he's like a 5-time like Golden Gloves champion. I
Okay.
forgot what his name is, but I'm gonna like find him one day and I'll send his information to you.
Is he in the Bronx?
Yeah, I want to say so.
Okay.
I think he's based out of the Bronx, and
Okay.
he's like a really I guess like a big time fighter. Like I think he's also with like Team USA,
Okay.
with the amateurs too.
I'll ask Sock about it too. I'm gonna call him after this and see how his son is doing, because that's why he didn't come on. I think his son is not feeling too good. But Sock would know more because he's always in the gyms. And then he what happens is some of the guys, even the guys in Brooklyn, it's easier to spar with those guys in the area. So they do, sometimes they'll go to Brooklyn, or the Brooklyn guys will come over and do sparring there. So
Oh wow.
yeah, that's why because Hitchens trains out in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over to the
Hitchens
Bronx to
trains at
John's gym
Gleason,
and they
don't he?
sparred.
He's trained at Gleason's, right?
No, it's not Gleason. A lot of people don't go to Gleason's anymore. It's another gym. I want to say Williamsburg, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's another gym. This guy that I met because of Gano Loco, Eric Roman. He's like a trainer over there. So, and I spoke to him last year at the Deontay Wilder fight. He was there, and I was like, "Yo, you Eric Roman?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I saw you on Gano Loco." He was like, "Where?" And then he was with a friend that I knew, which made it even better. He was with a guy that I used to play poker with out here in the Bronx, and he was like, "Yo, Seahawk," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh shit, what's up?" And so like we was hanging out at the fight. Like we was a bunch of us, but we spoke for a little bit, and he was telling me that nobody really messes with Gleason's. They go to his gym, and it's funny. Eric Roman lives out in the Bronx now because he's from Brooklyn, but he lives in the Bronx. He lives close by here. He lives close to Castle Hill, if I'm not mistaken. But he has a gym there, and I want to say it's something Williamsburg, but don't quote me on that. It's something like that, but it's not Gleason's. He said that nobody really messes with Gleason's like they used to. So I don't know how it is, but
I wonder why.
I don't know. I know Gleason's, they used to do wrestling because my friend that I had on that's a wrestler. They have a wrestling school in the same gym, which is Johnny Rod's Wrestling School. So I don't know if it's still there.
Yo, I had wanted to ask y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all already touched on it, but what y'all think about Devin bringing in Freddie Roach as like an assistant trainer, or like, because I seen him hitting the mitts with Freddie Roach a couple of days ago. What y'all think of him bringing in Freddie Roach?
It can't hurt.
Yeah, like I don't I'm not against it. Like I think like Freddie is like a decent trainer, but go for it.
Yeah, I don't think it could hurt. I mean, it's not like he's going to be the main, strategist. Look at Crawford. Like Bomac gets a lot of credit training Crawford, as he should. But Bomac is probably the main strategy guy, but he's not the main trainer. The guy from Guatemala is the one that really works with him the most.
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think it would hurt. It's not. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, maybe be in a corner, but I don't think he's. It's still gonna be Bill, and I'm assuming Yoel Judah. So, because Judah's a good coach too.
I was saying the same thing. Like, I mean, any little bits and pieces help. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Roach is like, he's like one of those like legendary trainers. You know what I'm saying? He had Pacquiao. He had a lot of other good fighters, under his belt. I mean, so like I'm just interested to see what all he can incorporate from working with Freddie Roach. You know what I'm saying? What angles he take.
Yeah, I don't think I'm with K-Rod. I don't think Freddie is is anything special. I think Freddie is good with guys that already know how to fight. So like if
Exactly.
they already been fighting for a while and been training with other guys, you know, it's not like he's showing them how to box or showing them anything that they don't know. That's what I think Freddie is, right?
And
So
it's kind of like Freddie, one of those trainers where like you said, he don't build you, but he helped keep you consistent. You know what I'm saying? He helped whatever you have working for you, he can help you maintain that at some level.
yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
yo Judah. Yeah. You see that? Yo, he got to do one for me first.
Exactly. I got you, champ.
Nah, do one for BBO. BBO, that's do one for BBO. That's fine.
I gotta do one for you, BBO, Crush. A lot of y'all.
Yeah. Do one for K-Rod too, man. K-Rod, you ever seen Judah Ben?
If K-Rod needs one, you need a theme song, K-Rod.
Oh no. It's all good.
You ever seen him work? I think he did. Just Do. I seen him do Just Do's intro. He does.
Oh.
Not does. He did. Not. I mean.
I know. I did. I did one for Skywalker, but he said it was too graphic. He said I had to tone it down. I said, but you wanted. He was like, make it crazy, and I like it wasn't like real crazy, but it was like a little bit crazy. He was like, nah, that was too crazy.
What's up, BBO? Who's that on your avatar?
Oh, it's the Puerto Rican.
Pacheco.
I want to fit right in. Shakur.
Pacheco.
K-Rod, you're Puerto Rican too, right?
Yeah, like I have a partial bloodline. Yeah.
Okay. Like me, I'm a half breed too. I'm half
Yeah.
German, half Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican, half German. My father's German and my mom was Puerto Rican.
German Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% Asiatic black man. I'm the original man. Y'all all come from me.
You're a fucking clown, bro. Oh man, so it's good, man. I'm probably gonna end it soon and just chopping up, talking shit.
Yeah, I see you ended with a black man come. I see how you do.
Yeah, but in reality, the black guy always dies first in the movie, so you should be happy.
I've been dealing with this for 400 years.
The black dude died first in the scary movies.
Taco sauce on you. You forget you still black.
I know what I am. I'm a light skinned brother. I've been said that.
Oh yeah. I want to ask you, man. Why is Tank afraid of
crazy,
Tio, man?
Why is who?
Why is Tank scared of Tio, man?
Hey, Tank ain't scared of Tio. Who's
scared
of Tio? Mexico boxing #1. You know what? Mexican boxing is up there. I mean, I won't dispute
the Mexican boxing not even on the map, man.
You're a fucking hater. Puerto Rican boxing is up there too. Puerto Rico got like 5 champions right now, so.
Well, they got one nice guy.
Champions actually because Manny Rodriguez, he called for his retirement, right?
Who?
Emmanuel Rodriguez, he announced his retirement.
He announced his retirement. Yeah. So I mean, we got including Serrano.
Where the hell is Alberto? What's his name? He was one of my favorite Puerto Rican boxers for a while. Alberto. I can't think of his last name.
It's only one Alberto I used to know, and he used to work in the Whitestone movie theater right here in the Bronx.
Yeah, that's where he's still at.
He was. I'm trying to think of his last name. Alberto Machado. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When was the last time? I ain't seen Alberto Machado in a minute.
Yeah, he recently fought Steve Claggett, and he got knocked out, unfortunately.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Is it true that the Bronx is the worst borough?
The Bronx is the smallest borough. I don't know it's the worst borough. But you know what makes the Bronx so bad is that because the Bronx is small and is very overpopulated. That's the reason why the Bronx is as bad as what it is.
It is.
If you want to be real.
They should make Far Rockaway a borough and take y'all out of there.
Far Rockaway is by the water. Who wants to live over there by Far Rockaway?
It's far. It ain't far as Staten Island, but
it's in Queens.
Yeah. It's not Queens though.
Far Rockaway is in Queens, bro. What are you talking about?
But it's not Queens.
It is
Far
Queens.
Rockaway ain't too far from Corona, right?
Yeah,
I don't know about it's in Queens. That's all I know. It's part of Queens.
it's by Queens. It's not in
Because
Queens.
that's where
God, this
that's
guy
where
here told me.
I was staying with my uncle in Corona. That's where we was at in
Yeah.
Queens. We was in Corona.
That's like me saying Brownsville is by East New York. It's two different things, man.
But it's in Brooklyn.
No, but it's different.
But it is different because it's a different section of Brooklyn. East New York is a section in Brooklyn, and just like Brownsville's, like Bushwick. Bushwick is in Brooklyn. That's
Exactly.
But none of those count. It only matter about East New York.
Bushwick, Canarsie.
I was going to ask
like Queensbridge. Queensbridge is another section in Queens.
Yep.
Garcia, if my man Sock was here, my co-host, he would probably agree with you. He's Dominican, but he'll probably agree with Mexican boxing. He loves the Mexican boxers. Not that I don't, but I know he would probably agree with you. So
yeah, but it's kind of crazy to see my man Tommy not give Tio no love, man.
I don't hate Tio. I think he's a really good fighter. I just don't like the moves that he makes. But I think Tio. Sock loves Tio. Sock is a big Tio fan.
Is he on his way? To the Hall of Fame? You think?
Tio? Yeah, he's on his way. I don't know if he's in now, but definitely he's on his way.
So if he stopped Tank, he won't go to the Hall of Fame?
If he fights and beat Tanks, I don't see why he wouldn't.
Is Tank the most overrated fighter in boxing?
Who's the most overrated fighter in boxing?
I said, is Tank the most overrated fighter in boxing?
No.
Who has he fought?
Huh?
Who has he fought?
He's fought a bunch of guys.
Fought a bunch of cab drivers, man.
I can't with this guy. You see what I don't know. I don't know how D3 puts up with you.
I just wonder, man. One thing about my man Tommy, he won't tell the truth, man. Who has he fought, man? Name me a guy that he fought that's as good as Josh Taylor or Lomachenko. You can't.
I can't right now. But Josh Taylor's proven to be anyway. Josh Taylor has not looked good in a while.
Josh Taylor is a decent fighter, but that's on paper. It's not like style wise. He's really going to be blowing out most of Tank's competition. Like Leah Santa Cruz's style can definitely contend with the Josh Taylor, but put that in the same conversation, with like a Mario Barrios. That's like a little bit like possibly debatable.
This is facts. Tank Davis did dunk. He did dunk Loma. Tank Davis did dunk Loma. That's true.
Tank is one of the most overrated fighters I've seen in the last 20 years, man.
Jesus Cristo. Wow.
He's terrible, bro. He don't fight nobody. He beat up on bums. I mean, he should have. I think when he fight the Puerto Rican kid, Shakur, I'll give him a little credit, but it's still another Spanish fighter. All he do is knock out Spanish kids. That's all he do.
Listen, I have to agree with you to an extent.
Him and Devin Haney should be next. If it's not Tio,
I think they should be next. If Devin gets by Regis, which I think he should. I think
Devin gonna beat the life out of Regis.
I kind of wish Gervonta fought Josh Taylor when he was undisputed, and then Teofimo moved up.
I agree, K-Rod. He would have knocked out.
Think about it, like I was just gonna say, like, Gervonta wanted to fight Josh Taylor at one point in time, but I think business-wise, Josh Taylor was thinking about it, and he was like, "Okay, no, I'm not gonna be saying like Gervonta Davis should be next, because it's like his movement as a fighter was like, let me just hold off undisputed, and then if I lose to a guy like Teofimo, then at least that way, I could still have like a better status versus like if you fought Gervonta and you lost all your belts and you got sparked out, knocked out cold, Gervonta would be no question in doubt, what the best fighter ever, because that's a big name.
That's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
I fucking hate this guy.
That take was awful, because at the end of the day, Josh Taylor was too big for Tank. Pause. And Tank didn't want that fight.
Yeah, but Josh Taylor just unified and just became undisputed. He barely got by Regis. If that fight was here in the States, he might have not got the win. It was a majority decision. He won by 1 point.
Tank a cycle wash.
I think Tank would have washed him. Josh Taylor's really big win is probably Regis.
No, he beat.
He beat the other guy but he's on
the
decline too.
And he beat Regis.
I know what you're talking about.
So I mean, the only thing is, man, y'all gotta watch boxing, man. Y'all gotta watch boxing, man.
I can't with this guy.
I'm not gonna sleep on Regis though. Regis, if we get the same Regis when Regis used to have that little bob fro, it's gonna be a good night of boxing.
You know what Regis has done? He knocked out a bunch of cab drivers and Uber drivers. His last 4 fights, he knocked out a bunch of cab drivers. Gets in there was Zerillo. Zerillo knocked him down the first fight. Now you got Devin Haney, the pillow man, about to come in there and just give him a boxing lesson.
So I guess you're picking Devin. Who you picking, Judah?
With this one, I'm kind of undecided still, but I was leaning towards Regis because Regis been at 140. He acclimated to 140, and me personally, I still believe Regis beat Josh Taylor in England. And I think it was, the fact that Regis had to travel. I think that had something to do with the decision too.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. It wasn't a robbery. I thought Josh edged it out.
Hey,
yeah,
Judah,
either way, how people saying Devin and Loma went.
Judah, can you send me whatever you smoking, man? Please.
Yeah, I thought Devin and Loma was close. I don't want to get into that. I thought it was a draw.
Look, I'm not saying Devin lost. Like it was a close fight. Like I always had Devin winning from jump, but with Regis, I mean Taylor did knock him down, but I mean it was close too. Like with that, it could have went either way.
You smoking, man? You smoking? It really all it was he won a couple rounds, man. He won a couple rounds.
Which one is watch the video where Hitchison and Tank?
I had Regis.
If you think about it,
setback. Okay, I'm gonna check.
If you think about it, at the end, Josh Taylor came on strong and really got that kid out of there.
Yeah. I know definitely Tank ducked Loma like 5-6 years ago.
If Regis would have fought Josh Taylor in the States, it would have been a different outcome, Chief.
I mean, we don't know that, but
you've been chiefing right. Though. I could tell you've been chiefing though. Salute to you on that, man.
You ain't shit, man.
Salute to you on that, but that's the thing you got to remember. That's the thing you got to remember, man. When you're talking about boxing, you're gonna go where the biggest payday is. Who the heck is Regis Prograde? You realize he's the champion. He's still the undercut. He's still the B side. He's a nobody, man.
But then too, Regis been saying names for a while too. Ain't nobody been taking the challenge.
Tio called him a B. He called his girlfriend a B. He didn't even fight Tio.
I thought he should have fought Matias because Matias seems like he wants to smoke with everybody.
Matias would knock the brains off of him, man.
What was that, K-Rod?
No, like I was saying, Subrow's being ducked like a lot.
Yeah, no, it seems like nobody wants to fight him either.
Yeah, he would have knocked the beignets out of what they call them. He would have beat the beignets out of Regis, bro.
Yo, you're a clown, bro. Oh my God, this guy.
Hey, Jew, you see how Tommy calling a black man a clown? That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy.
Tommy
man.
Black too. Tommy.
Every time I come on his live, he always says he smells adobo. Like it doesn't get more racist than that.
I can't be racist, man. I'm the original man.
You're
man.
You're the worst, bro.
Hey, Jew, you ain't know that, man?
What?
You come from Kings, dog.
Huh?
You ain't know that, brother? You come from Kings, man.
Of course, I already know. You don't be seeing what I be posting?
Judah's way more educational than you are. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have to. Judah can teach you some shit.
Hey, Tommy, you gotta remember, I can read. I didn't go to Bronx schools. I can read.
Yeah, but you went to schools in Cleveland, the loser city.
What they say in that song? Cleveland's in
by the way, and I'm glad you came up here too. You just reminded me. We're gonna play y'all bum asses next week.
How much we got on there?
Huh? Whatever you want. It's in Seattle.
Okay, we got
whatever you want. Huh?
We got 20 on it.
20. All right, we'll do 20.
I don't take pesos either.
Huh? Not pesos.
Yo, Tommy.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, I was talking to my pops earlier. He was mad Seattle beat Arizona.
Wow. So we won, but I didn't like the way they won. I was saying it earlier. Like Gino's he's making bad decisions. So, and then Cleveland got a good defense. So but our defense is looking good too. So,
man, Watson looked horrible, bro. We got robbed in that deal.
Washington looked bad. They lost to the Giants. They look.
No, I said Watson. Rub down Watson. He looks horrible, man.
Oh, Watson, yeah. Well, Walker balling
back
though.
In the massage parlor or something, man, because he's not doing good at all.
You stick with Walker. Walker's balling.
Well, PJ ain't got no arm. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he can't get the ball down the field.
Garcia, who the real killers are? Who you think of the three? Wait, I said three, and I can't read.
Most we know
who the real killers
we know
are.
that. We've been telling you can't read.
Bronx education, Dick.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna ask you this, Tom. Who's your top? What's your top 5 fighters right now in boxing?
To me, I really don't have top 5. I like everybody. Like I don't really have favorites.
No, I don't want you to be a politician. I want you to answer the question.
I don't really have favorites like that. I'm serious. I'm like neutral with everybody.
Yes, you
know,
do.
I respect everybody that fights. I don't like the moves outside the game, but I'll give you 5 fighters off the top, and most of them are the small guys. So obviously I like Shakur, right?
The Puerto Rican kid.
Yeah, the half Puerto Rican, half black kid. So I like Shakur.
Okay.
So then what am I? I guess I'm a white boy then, right? Because
my
last name is German.
No, you're Puerto Rican, man. I smell.
My mom is Puerto Rican though.
Oh, yo, Thomas.
What's up?
I used to get off the elevator. I used to smell y'all niggas all
I
the time.
was actually going to tell you, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the last name Rodriguez is actually derived from the German word Roderick, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like originally, I believe it was spelled as Roderick, and then eventually it got transformed into Rodriguez. So
that's good to know. You know why? And I'm sorry to cut you off, because my wife, her last name is Rodriguez, and the Rodriguez family, and it's like Rodriguez is all around like cockroaches over here in the Bronx. So that's good you told me that, because now I'm going to educate them. They always call me German and white boy and shit. So.
Yeah, because like my first name is Irish, and that's like the most uncommon name in America, but that's like going back like thousands of years, predating to I think like the medieval times.
Yeah, you gotta remember though, I'm a descendant of the Moors, man. We did this first. The Moors. I'm a Moor.
So your last name is Moore. Moore.
No, I said I'm a Moor.
I need more money.
Y'all know about the Moors, man?
Nah.
Yeah, we taught the whole world how to read and write, man.
Yeah, the beautiful Ashanti Empire.
But
no, the day you teach me how to read and write, the fuck out of here. You?
Hey, but all jokes aside though, I gotta say this, man. I think boxing's in a great place because it brings a lot of people together. And just think, man.
Yeah.
Only time I would see you really if it wasn't for boxing time is in the elevator, and I would probably walk right past you.
Boxing is good. I mean, the lower divisions is good. The 140 division, there's a lot of good fighters there. Whether you like them or not, because I know you don't like Tank, but there's a lot of good named fighters at 140.
I love Tank.
So, 135 as well.
Yo,
what's up?
The best slept on fight at 135 is Frank Martin and Cheese, Muay.
Oh man.
That's a good fight though. But Cheese ain't ready for a fight like that yet.
They got around the same
ready.
They got around the same record, don't they? Well, ain't
Yeah,
Cheese like 17 though?
But Cheese needs some more experience. He'll get knocked out right now.
No.
Frank Martin is one of the most talented guys in boxing.
Raymond should fight the cat who Frank Martin just beat, Michael Rivera. I'll love to see him fight him too and see what he do with him, and then he fight.
Oh, the
Frank.
Dominican kid, Michel Rivera. Yeah. He
Yeah,
hasn't fought since that fight.
Yeah, because he got caught for cheating, but he's also suspended, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he got a stomach issue. I don't know if y'all remember his something happened with the line. No, I'm serious. Something wrong with his stomach, with the lining of his stomach from cutting weight the wrong way.
Seriously? I didn't know. I can't take this guy seriously. I don't know if he's telling the truth.
I don't think that's true, because otherwise he would have been said that. But I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
No, what I'm saying is whatever PED was on, it was a weight cutter, and it did something to the lining of his stomach, trying to cut that weight. That's why you haven't seen him. It's been medical.
Yeah, well, Virgil Ortiz, he pretty much had the same similar issue with having rhabdominal, like I'll just call it like rhabdom, but like that condition is either caused by you not naturally like cutting weight, effectively, or you're taking a PED of some sort that you are altering your body to do so. And furthermore, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like Virgil is somehow wanting to come back to the sport. And I'm just thinking like, well, what happens if like this condition actually gets worse if you're planning on moving up to 154 or higher? Because it's like, if it's something to do with like your body and you could easily die in a fight, it's like, why would you be dumb enough to do it? Like, plenty of better careers out there, and it's like, like I'm
Everybody's not rich like you, bro. Everybody's not rich like you, bro.
like there's plenty of better careers that you can do. You don't need to like actually box to like make money.
Yeah,
Boxing, yeah, boxing's not for everyone.
I think he's done, Virgil
He
Ortiz.
just, you know what? He got protein in it. When you get rhabdo, it's basically when you're breaking down the protein and gets into your bloodstream. That's from extreme weight cutting. But everybody knew Virgil was way too big to be fighting at 147. I mean, he's easily a 168 pounder. I mean, him talking about him going to 154 is a joke because he's just too big.
Yeah,
Pause.
All right, then go up to 160, and then if he still has that condition, then he has to hang it up. I don't want to see him die. That's
I know
I
what you
don't.
mean.
he's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't look good. It's not a good look for him. I think
But you
he's.
know, Stanionis versus Keith Thurman, I think that's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight too.
I would pick Stanionis in that fight because Keith Thurman, man, he's the
Think
same thing.
Thurman
I
get
don't know
knocked
how
out?
he's making that weight.
You think Thurman get knocked out?
Thurman's too crafty to get knocked out.
Yeah, I don't think he gets knocked out, but I think he
loses.
He might get
I
knocked
think
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Because
he gets.
he's cutting too much weight. I seen a picture with him and my co-host D Free, and Keith Thurman's a big dude.
Yeah,
I mean, so you talking about somebody
Yeah.
going from 180 down to 147? That's dangerous, man. Y'all seen Earl get beat like a voodoo doll,
and that was a
Keep cutting
recent
that
picture.
weight.
That picture was like from a few weeks old that he took.
Yeah,
with D3.
he looked bigger than D Free.
He really did.
So I mean, the thing about boxing, man, that's what happened. We don't got the same day weigh-ins, man. That's killing the sport.
Yeah.
And the fact you got guys, it's just like in the UFC where guys are way too big to be fighting certain weight divisions, man. But
Same
that's
day.
what it is, so.
Awesome.
Like
I would like that.
Devin is huge for 140.
He looks big for 140. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
He's a
I
welterweight.
think they don't do the same day weigh-ins because like guys would kill themselves, to make weight, and then they got nothing for the fight. So they're giving them a day. They give them a day to like kind of recoup.
I was gonna say like for wrestling, like wrestling doesn't have that that type of like effect because like you're actually cutting weight, properly. And granted, I will agree, like if you are competing at a weight class that you shouldn't be in, your coaches will tell you, yo, you gotta like move up or else, that's it. Because it's like, especially at the collegiate or high school level, like you can't just be doing that to yourself. But as far as like you cutting the natural weight necessary, where like you're able to compete at a weight class that you could easily be, equally competitive in, that's actually a good idea because at least that way that gets rid of all the people that try to cheat to try to use those like PEDs or try to get that upper edge after like the day before because it's like they're eating all that food and trying to like rehydrate like as much as they can to get that size advantage over you.
I don't think it's that, K-Rod. I think what you're dealing with is some divisions are what you call money divisions. So if you can make a certain amount of money fighting at welterweight, why wouldn't you make all that money you could? The whole reason why Devin was at 135 because that's the glamour division. That's the lightweight division. You talking about Pernell Whitaker, Roberto Duran, Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. All the greats fought at 135. That's
But
where
he
the money's
still wasn't
at.
fighting no big fights at 135.
Well,
Yeah,
in his case, it
on
wasn't
top
his
of
fault.
that, Devin started his career at 17 years old, so he had to like basically grind for like 20 plus fights to barely be known. And his U.S. debut. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like he got that top rank offer to debut in the U.S. and that's how he was able to get his foot in the door. But ever since then, like he wasn't really mainstream until after he got that deal with Showtime when he was like at least like heading into like the 15th to like 20th fight. And then once he got his WBC title, when Lomachenko didn't want to fight him, that's where Devin Haney was giving his shine on DAZN. But it's like Devin was trying to fight everybody. But it's like at this time frame, who's not going to give you the shot? That's going to be mostly Lomachenko or anybody else that just wants to keep doing like this like round robin, like veteran style like matchup where old guys are going up against each other. And it's like Devin's not getting his shot until either they get beat out or one young guy like Tio comes into the mix, politically to get that free, gifted victory.
Like Tio, because Tio's looking for the easy fight.
Yeah. But also, I'll even use Gabriela Fundora. That's a great example too. Like, I don't disrespect her, but like for her to be Aurelia Monsino at her stage of her career, like who like thinks at that stage like that's okay to like have like a young fighter that nobody never really was looking for to just come in, get a belt, and then boom, like she's now mainstream. Like I think like honestly, if you're gonna start out in boxing, everybody got to fight each other when they're young, and it's like that's where notoriety is respected because at least that way, all the young fighters that fight each other early, like I'll even use like Abdullah Mason. I truly believe he needs to fight Emiliano Vargas like right now.
No
And
way. No
yeah,
way.
some people may think that's not a good idea, but it's a good idea because it's like for one, that builds up a build up for a rematch, depending on who wins. And then on top of that, they're gonna get better as they get older. So it's like, depending on where the rematch will take place, like at least that way it sells their name a lot quicker. Versus like if you're just fighting like nobodies and nobody doesn't know who you're really fighting, it's like that's where people, come up, with all that hype job like nonsense, right?
Well,
I
that's
would.
why everybody's falls in love with the O. Nobody wants to lose that zero, so they
Mm-hmm.
What you saying makes sense if we talk of analytics. Okay, analytically, it sounds good to say fight these guys early, but if we talking about making money and playing the game, like I'll give you an example. One of the biggest games in boxing is the race game. You know
Oh,
why?
yeah, definitely.
You know why a guy like Sugar Shakur, whose grandfather's black, mother's black, never knew his Puerto Rican father, is saying he's Puerto Rican is because he's looking to get some fan base money. So you got to understand, you can never count out the fact that this is a big game to make money. So I'm gonna make more money as an undefeated fighter than I will if I go in as a fighter with 2 or 3 losses. No matter what we do, it's not the '80s because of Floyd Mayweather. There's been a warped perception on how boxing should be done. Boxing is done how it always should have been: is the best fight the best.
yeah.
Yep.
Oscar, the reason we
Now
call him Oscar De La
we
Hoya is because he
get
fought
into it.
everybody. And you know what's funny? If Oscar was Canelo, he would have been fought Boo Boo. He would have been fought the
Oh,
Charlo.
absolutely, yeah.
So
That's
that's the
without a
biggest
doubt.
difference.
Yeah,
I
What
Oscar's
you're
just
saying
incredible.
about Abdullah Mason, you got to protect him because Abdullah Mason, I'm telling you, I don't know if people realize he's like 19 years old. He's going to be a super duper star. You just got to bring him along slow. Yeah, it might be nice to see him fight now, but you know what? For what? Abdullah Mason is better than Richardson Hitchens, Shushu, any of those young guys you can think of from
I don't
Brooklyn.
know about
Abdullah
that.
Mason, no, I'm talking
Richardson
about the
Hitchens
upside.
is nice,
Yeah, he's
but
the
yeah,
most.
maybe in
You
the
know what he
future,
is?
fine. But huh?
Hitchens is nothing but a dark skinned Devin Haney. He's super boring, no punching power, and he really won't be elite. I'm just gonna
I
tell
don't
you
think
what he
Richardson
is.
Hitchens is boring.
nah,
He's
Richie's good, man.
he's a terrible fighter, bro. When I was watching this fight, we did a live, man. I was asleep, snoring. He's a
Yeah,
terrible
you're the
fighter.
worst.
He's
Even against
terrible.
the Bowser fight, the fight before that when he fought the Puerto Rican kid, Bowser.
When he fought a punching bag,
Yeah, you
Bowser
could
wasn't.
probably
Bowser
from that.
was competitive. Bowser's not a bum.
dude, I said he was being a punching bag for that fight. He did the
Oh
same
my
thing
god.
Jamel did. The thing that y'all missing is this. When you're talking about the best fighters, it always takes some time. Super Judah and Floyd didn't fight right away. Only person that you ever heard fight right away was Roy and Lights Out Tony. And of course, Bernard Executioner Hopkins versus Roy. That's a different time.
Those are
Everybody's not
yeah.
like Roy
It's
Jones.
true.
Roy Jones was giving you his phone number on TV, letting you know I'm gonna come get you. They don't do that no more. That's because the talent's not there anymore. And what Floyd showed you is you can make a couple million just fighting nobodies.
Right.
Floyd never did that, but they forget that Floyd was pretty boy when he went and fought Arturo Gotti
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
a dump like Atlantic City. He went right to Atlantic City, beat him up.
Well,
Everybody seen it.
Atlantic City was hot for boxing though. Come on, stop. It is a dump because Atlantic City is very hood outside of the boardwalk. That is true. But Atlantic City used to have some great fights and great
Mm-hmm.
cards. So
But you can get your head
HBO
knocked off walking down the street, Tommy.
HBO
I don't know
stayed
what you're
in
talking about.
AC.
That's what I love about this guy. Tommy, you know what Tommy is, man? He
well,
is a true
I'm gonna
politician,
tell
man.
you something. The guy that I'm hoping to have on next Friday is my guy Pedro Fernandez. He does radio. He's been in radio for like almost 40 years. And he used to work for Don King TV. He's been all over. He's been working with fighters, like even with Muhammad Ali. He's done writing, he's done producing, and he's done a lot of fights in Atlantic City with Don King. So maybe if he comes on, you can talk to him about the dump Atlantic City. He'll probably agree with you too, because he's very he calls it the way he sees it. So he'll probably say, yeah, it's a shithole, but they had good fights. So yeah, so you could talk to him about that if you want.
We're talking about it had good fights almost 40 years ago at this point.
No, I'm talking about back then. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you said. You said if Floyd could go to a shithole like Atlantic City to fight Gotti, that's back then. That's when they were having big fights.
Yeah, fighting Atlantic City is like fighting the Bronx. It's like 4-4. But all jokes aside, I think I get what you're saying, K-Rob, but that only works on a video game. What you're talking about is when you fight on the video game. We're talking about real people, man. They want to make the most money they can make, bro.
Yeah, but like on top of that, like I'll just say, like, for instance, like if you're starting out your career, are you telling me that you would rather fight 20 bums before you fight 10, deadly fighters, in the prime of your career?
Of course I would. Of course I would, because if you look at Tevin Farmer, I don't know if you remember Tevin Farmer. This kid was fighting everybody, ended up getting a couple early losses because he didn't take through his career correctly. The problem with boxing is this: you do too much waiting around. Now, one of the things I like about the Mexican Monster is, unlike everybody else, like Boo Boo, Jamal, they all waited for Canelo. So Canelo's fighting southpaws. He's fighting orthodox fighters. He's fighting tricky fighters. He's fighting unorthodox fighters. So he's getting all this experience while you just sitting there holding your nuts waiting for him.
Yeah.
The thing is, the best fighters understand, I got to get these different styles under my belt. Look at Gary Russell Jr. Let's be honest. Before Devin Haney and, of course, Luke Campbell, so to speak, I thought Gary Russell really gave it to Loma. He just couldn't close the show, and that's why he lost. And why was that? Because he had seen so many different styles. When he got the Loma, he was ready. Loma was different. Loma had already been a pro pretty much. So he was already seasoned and ready to go. Think about how
Lomachenko was not supposed to fight Gary Russell. Gary Russell. Oh, wait, what? Oh.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna finalize my point. Gary Russell was supposed to fight somebody else for that WBO title, and Lomachenko, was fighting Gary Russell after he had lost to Orlando Salido. Mm-hmm. And by the WBO's rules, you're not supposed to re-challenge for that title coming off of a loss. And Gary Russell was technically supposed to fight the next ranked, above fighter in that, quote unquote sanctioned body. And furthermore, Lomachenko wasn't really supposed to get that opportunity. But I do agree, Loma was better than Gary, but it's at the end of the day, Lomachenko, he's a politicized fighter, so it's of course, the judging is going to be favored up against him rather than Gary, who did give it his best shot. But it's you can't knock on Gary for that.
What I'm saying, and I get what you're saying, you talking about the rules being fair. My grandmother told me something, and I'll tell you this, bro. The only place that's fair is where they raise pigs and eat cotton candy. So nothing in life is fair, bro. Nothing in life is fair. Hey, Jude, am I lying? Is anything fair, bro? You tell me, am I wrong?
It's not looking like it.
And if you want to be fair, you got to open up that fairy tale book. So yeah, it didn't make sense. But it's the same thing like the franchise champion. If you make money, if you can garner money, you're going to be taken care of. The thing about Loma, he's not garnered because he's from the Ukraine. He's garnered in love because he's one of the best fighters we've seen in a long, long time. Say what you want, man. That whole Devin Haney fight, let's be honest, he just was in that war, man.
Mm-hmm.
If he could have got his hands on Devin Haney when he wanted to, because he fought for undisputed with Tio, it would have been Loma's biggest problem is his ego, not his skills. Loma could have easily beat Devin. Loma could have easily beat Tio, but his ego told him I could take the 12th round off, and that's when he lost.
Yeah,
because it looked like he about to stop Devin around that 11th round.
Fight Devin when he was young and green, that's not Devin's fault for him wanting to go through the right channel to try to fight.
He fought for undisputed, K-Rod. He fought Tio for undisputed. I would fight.
That wasn't for undisputed. That wasn't for undisputed.
Huh?
It was unification, not undisputed.
No, it was for undisputed, man.
How could it be undisputed if Devin had the
Devin had a pride belt. He didn't have an original belt. He had a pride belt.
What are you talking about?
That's what Mauricio Suleiman called it. He called it the pride belt.
But
Mauricio Suleiman said he had the pride belt, the real belt.
God, I can't with this guy.
The belt that came from Mikey Garcia. See, I watch boxing, Tommy. I don't be just watching cooking shows like you and say I know about boxing.
Because he had the franchise title, and he gave up the
franchise
WBC
title.
Is
the real title.
That's not the real title. It's a made up title.
It's a super belt. It's a super belt.
it's a belt where you could just fight whoever you want. Like it's stupid. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
the WBC franchise is not a actual
joke.
title. It's just a
It's a super
championship
belt.
status.
So
It's a
when
joke,
people
BBO. Come on.
when people talk about Tio losing, he lost to the undisputed champion and George Camboso.
He's
That's
not.
cool.
Oh my god.
Oh my
He-
god!
That's what Mauricio Suleiman said. Y'all want to go against what the man said his belts are? He said that Devin had the pride belt.
Suleiman is a drunk, an alcoholic. Okay, and we can't take anything he says seriously.
Because he said something you ain't want to hear.
No, it's the truth though.
It's
He
not
wasn't.
the
He
truth.
wasn't the WBC champion.
Who's in charge of the WBC?
Devin Haney was the WBC champion.
No, I said who was in charge of the WBC? Who gives out those belts? Who's the head of their board?
Jesus Christ, the drunk.
And see the thing that you know what's funny? That's the thing that made me laugh. Tommy only says that because the Jose Suleiman actually favored black fighters. That's the one belt that favored black fighters, and people always got something bad to say about it.
I don't have nothing bad to
Think
say.
about Don. Hey, Jude, you know I ain't lying. Don King and Jose Suleiman was thick as thieves, man. The one guy who favored us, all of a sudden they want to talk bad about him. That's what they do. That's what they do, man.
So you agree?
With
You agree with the franchise belt? You like that?
I think it's a good designation. To everybody get it? No. I thought Deontay Wilder should have got it, but he didn't get it.
Canelo got the franchise title too, and I gave him a right.
Deontay Wilder turned it down. Wilder turned it down.
Yeah.
Because they was actually going to give it to him.
Oh, they were? I didn't know they was ever going to give it to him. I thought he said he never was offered it. But I'll say this. The cool thing about a guy like Canelo is that you talk about Canelo like a dog, and he got the best resume in boxing.
Right now, I guess because of the names, yeah.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah.
He went up there and beat Sergey Kovalev. People forget Sergey Kovalev beat Andre Ward.
Yeah, but that version of Sergey was not.
No. That's
not the same Sergey.
Kovalev
Come on.
Who got robbed
Jesus
against Andre
Christ.
Ward.
It wasn't the same Kovalev that fought Andre Ward.
Who won that first fight, Tommy? Who won that first fight?
Andre Ward won the first fight.
Oh crap!
It was
You
a
know
close
he won that fight. That was
but
a
he
cheat,
won.
man. That was a cheat, man. He cheated him. Man, he beat the fried chicken out of Andre Ward. What are you talking about, bro?
I really feel for D3. I don't know why he does it.
Hey, Jude, am I wrong? He beat the greens, yams, cornbread out of this dude. You don't want to talk about he won. That's nuts, bro. Just like when Tank knocked a Mexican pizza out of Ryan. That didn't mean nothing. Do that to Tio. I said when Tank
I had Ward winning that first fight too.
I had Ward winning. It was a close fight, but I had Ward winning that first fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Sergey dropped him in the first or second round. Are you nuts?
Why? That's one knockdown. That's it. That doesn't win you the whole fight.
I'll put it like this: if Sergey Kovalev had waves in the beard, you would be a fan of him, bro. That's a fact.
Got dropped by Linares.
Who?
Loma. Yeah, he got dropped by Linares. Yeah.
Linares almost dropped Devin Haney.
Loma hurt Tio in like that 9th round, I think, or 9th or 10th round.
No, BBO. If Jorge had about 10 more seconds, Devin probably would have hit the canvas.
You better go to sleep. But you know what? The boxing is one of the biggest games about the what if game. And I'm telling you, for my man Tommy, my brother, to say that Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev that first fight, that's blasphemous, man. You know he didn't win. That's bullcrap.
Judas saying it too. I'm not the only one. K-Rod, who you thought won that first fight?
Judas over there smoking, bro. It's already been established. He's over there, bro.
Who you thought won the first fight, Andre Ward or Kovalev?
Oh, I thought Andre Ward beat him.
Ooh.
See, I'm not the only one, and he's not smoking. Judah, you smoking?
Yeah, I think Andre Ward beat him decisively, and Kovalev, he was just throwing a bunch of wild punches like he normally does, and plus he was fighting dirty too. I didn't think Andre Ward was really getting touched up like that.
He ran the whole fight.
He did not run the whole fight.
No, he was at boxing.
He ran, dude. See, that's not boxing, man. Real boxing is man to man, toe to toe in the middle of the ring. That's what boxing is. Not this bull crap. I'm a move, stick and move bull crap.
That's boxing. It's the sweet science. Why do you think they call it the sweet science?
So if I jab you with only one hand and I win the whole fight for 12 rounds, that's not called boxing.
That's not to BVO. BVO likes wrestling.
If you a coward,
BVO wants to see grappling.
I like.
Yeah, well, Joe Foreman was the master of the jab, and then who else? Like
You said Joe
James
Foreman.
Tillis, and then definitely guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, and who else? Like a whole bunch of guys. That the jab is like what makes you, very, legendary in the sport.
Well, see, I like real fighters like Jack Dempsey, um, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis.
Lennox. It's Lennox. You said
No, his
Lennox.
name is Lennox, bro. Show him
You
some
said,
Yeah,
respect.
yo,
like Lennox Lewis, he's a pure boxer puncher.
His name
Like
is Lennox, bro. Hey, Jude,
you
start
hear
with me,
this
man.
guy?
I'll talk to you.
He said Lennox. Lennox.
Lennox.
Lennox. I like Lennox Lewis. He's a beast.
An
Yeah,
ox.
that's what it is. That's what the Jamaicans call him.
Even
That's
though
why they
he's
say
from
Lennox.
the good old Canada, he is still
Yeah.
one of us.
Well, he's Jamaican, isn't he? Jamaican?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jamaican, but I think he's also like Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, my boy Vitaly Klitschko beat the oxtails out of him, man, until he got cut. If he wouldn't have got cut,
He was whipping
he was whooping his head, bro.
Oh yeah, didn't he knock out Klitschko, right?
Yeah, he ended up beating him to death. Yeah. But
Yeah,
you
I
know
was
what's
kind
funny?
of I
The
was
only
happy
fighter
that he won.
Canelo ducked was Boo Boo Andre, and it's kind of crazy. He gets so much flack for ducking Boo Boo Andre at 160.
Who ducked Boo Boo Andre?
Canelo. That's the only fight he's ever ducked is Boo Boo Andre. He said he wanted to be undisputed at 160. He had all the belts except one. Boo Boo had
Yeah.
the WBO, and he ducked it.
Mm-hmm.
And when Boo Boo beat the Mexican pizza out of your boy, the Mexican monster, it's gonna be the biggest deal in the world. He's gonna beat the life out of him, bro.
I'm rooting for Andrade because, it's finally he got a big fight. He hasn't had a big fight since fucking
David
James.
David Benavidez is gonna disappoint all y'all.
But I said I'm rooting for him. I'm not picking him. I'm picking
Okay.
Benavidez to
Can I
win.
ask you a question? when he do that, I want a free theme song.
You would?
Can we bet? Can we bet that?
I bet.
Yeah, so wait.
Hey,
So yeah.
I want to hear you
So
say.
what
I want you to give
what if
I got a theme song for you.
what if Benavidez wins though? What do you give Judah?
I'll give him $20.
Okay.
I bet.
That theme is probably worth more than
I got a theme
$20.
song for you.
I can't with this guy. Bro.
Hey, I want my brother Jude to make a theme song for the Asiatic Black man too. I'm the original man. Don't forget about that.
Yo, I'm gonna cut it. The Eagles are up 17-3 Dolphins, but I'm gonna cut it. Yo, I appreciate you guys coming on. This is fun. I just wanted to get on and just talk some shit, and that's exactly what we did. K-Rod, I appreciate you coming through. I'm definitely gonna talk to Sock about the two guys that you the one guy we got to find out. You didn't know the name, but the guy Williams. I wrote it down on the pad. I'll ask him, and then I'll definitely, hopefully Friday, I'll have you on. You can speak to him. I would love to have Ofasio on. Like I said, I'll have you on as well. But next Saturday, I'll probably meet the guys. Hopefully, if they're at the gym at the media day. Judah, appreciate you coming through. Hopefully, you'll be on time this Friday. I'm not sure like Friday because if we do the special guest, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Because like I said, I'm trying to get Pedro on. And then BVO, it's always a pleasure to have you. First time
on here. Let me say one thing
before
I get out of here, man.
You're great entertainment.
Let me say one thing before I got. Slot to my brother Tommy, man, the Puerto Rican assassin, man. The brother owes me $15 right now. I ain't paying me. But salute to my man Judah, salute to my man K-Rod. But just remember this, man.
Yep.
Check out your boy BVO Boxing, the best boxing show there is. I'm gonna have Tommy on there. Oh, and Crown Jewel is gonna be on this show pretty soon. My brother Crown Jewel wants to do the show. If Tommy pick up the phone, he got an Obama phone. He won't pick up the phone. But like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy BVO, and be ready. Jude about to make my song with David Benavidez get beat up.
Yeah, all right.
There we go.
All right, man. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate BVO. They got a nice little channel there. Him and D Free. They got the KO podcast. Damn, man. I should have told him the name of the podcast. I messed up. But it's a podcast that BVO and Dwayne D Free do. I believe they do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I know they do it 3 times a week. It's pretty cool. They go at it. And what's cool about it is that BVO and D Free, they go back and forth. So that's good. Kind of like me and Sock, we kind of go, we don't always agree on everything too. I think that's what makes it a little bit better. So obviously everybody's against BVO because he be talking crazy. So, yeah, he be talking nuts. But K-Rod has a channel too. K-Rod does some good work. He goes to the fights. He interviews these fighters as well. K-Rod, if you want to, post your channel. Not many people here, but I know some people catch the replay and stuff. But a lot of people know who you are anyway. That come to my channel, they mess with you as well. So
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me on. Yeah. Y'all could just find me over at KRAD7435. That's my main channel. Or just catch me on my Instagram, Kieran Rodriguez 6, and then I also do podcasting and stuff like that. But I'm also I'm mostly heavily active on my Instagram page to give like a lot of boxing updates and content on certain various topics. But yeah, just give me like a follow, and thank you for having me on.
absolutely, his Instagram is really good too. Definitely the Instagram, he has a lot of content there as well,
Yep.
and it's easier to follow too. So I see a lot of his stuff on Instagram more than YouTube because I'm always on my phone and it's easier. But most definitely, I appreciate you, K Rod. And then
Yes, sir.
Ben, Jude the Dude. Where did Jude the Dude go?
I'm right here. Yo. Yeah, you can subscribe to my page, Judah Ben Israel with the menorah. Shout out to my guy Tommy for always having me on this platform. This is my dog. Shout out to BVO, K-Rod, mi gente.
Thank you, Jude. I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody else that came in the panel. I think Marky Dan came up. My man Harry Wins here in the Bronx, he came up. He's a good dude. He does content as well. I should have told him to put his link in the chat. He does good content. He's here out in the Bronx, and he talks a little football, but he does other content as well. He lets you know certain things that go on that you got to look out for in your neighborhoods and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So next time he's on, I'll have him share his channel. But yeah, man, I'm out. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Judah. We'll talk.
BBO gonna lose $20.
Yeah, absolutely. I know he's gonna lose $20. He's a wild boy, man. But yeah, let me get out of here. Shout out TWT, the family, and we out, bro.
Peace.